You are soaring flight of imagination, saturated in the movable. Removable, no excuses. You're breaking all the rules. You are brew, composed in shea butter, peppermint and honey black soap. Nas lifeline inscribed in palm, unconventional, standing 20 feet tall. You are 1969 in the syncopated. Improvisation to the metronome. You chasse too. You allow your voice to ripen before time signatures expire in measures. You origami chords. You are where 30 shakes hands with adolescents realizing you just hit puberty. Watch as red clay seeps through pores building pyramids past prime. You are prime at 44. All brass, double bass, two drummers, three electric pianos, and percussionists all saying forget it at once. And we are back, y'all, for the season finale of All About Our Liberation. I am so excited to be joining y'all here today because the conversation that we're going to have, as y'all always know, they are juicy and they are the thing that you need in the moment that sometimes you don't even know that you need. So, y'all already know what I'm about to tell y'all. Go ahead, tag your friends, get in the room. Let me know that you're here because we can see you in the comment section. And my goodness, take a deep breath because today's session you're going to need. All right. So, for those of y'all who do not know who I am, hey, it's your girl, Heather Byrd here, visionary founder and CEO of Byrd's World Publishing, where we are on a mission to empower individuals, especially women of color, to write and publish their brilliance so they can turn their message into a movement. Y'all heard me say it, message into a movement. It is not just about the books here. We are here for ourselves first and then show up on the page. All right. And today, I am excited to invite you to All About Our Liberation, the podcast, as we work collectively to reclaim and rebuild our way back home. Okay. This podcast is inspired by the upcoming anthology All About Our Liberation, a manifesto for women of color. And we are extending the conversation so we can transform on the page and in person. Together, we want to be able to create the permission to write, to rest, and to remember who we were before the world got its hands on us. So, like I said before, get your people in the room. Let me know that you are here. Look, I'm on the comment section. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Welcome, my dear. Good evening, right? Tag your people, get them in the room, leave a comment, let us know where you're coming from, and take a nice, big, deep breath. All right. But before we get started, I want to send a quick shout out to the network that made this all possible to have the conversation beyond the anthology All About a Liberation. So I want to take a second to introduce you to the female solution, y'all.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Shout out to the female solution for having us here and for allowing us to complete 10 episodes, today being the 11th, the season finale for All About Our Liberation. And it feels right, y'all. It feels right to be in this room, to have this conversation, and to be in the space where we get to ground ourselves to get us ready for the conversation that is coming. All right. Shout out to Shaquana. I see you in the Facebook rooms. Hey, Queen. We have somebody here from Philly. It is so good to see you. Also, Tracy, I didn't put you up on the screen. Welcome, 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 my dear. I am so glad that you are here. Let us know that you are in the chat. And again, and tag your folks, get them in the room because you do not want to miss this conversation. All right. And to give us some time because we are constantly rushing all the time. We are going from one thing to another, waiting for our alarms to go off, checking our phones, because I know if it's not in my Google Calendar, it is not real, right? This is the opportunity for you all to pause and to breathe. So if you're not driving, All right. Please keep your eyes on the road if you are. But if you are not driving and you feel safe to do so, I really want to invite you to just take a deep breath and close your eyes. And we don't take up enough space to celebrate ourselves. We woke up this morning, and that is a blessing. Sending gratitude that way. Send gratitude for your breath, your body, your mind. And I want us to take a second to take 4 deep breaths in together and just take a moment to pause. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in together. Let's exhale out through our mouth, relaxing our shoulders, stretching out our neck. Take note of where the tension might live in your body. Let's take another deep breath in together. And let's hum it out. If you're joining me for the first time, just lean in to the humming. Humming is healing. I went to hum and it shifted the ice cubes in my drink right now. We need to recognize the power in our hums. So let's take another deep breath in together. And let's make that hum even louder than the first one. We're going to take one last deep breath in. And for our exhale and our hum, we're going to send it to the part of our body that needs it the most. So let's go ahead and take a nice last deep breath in. And let's send that hum to the part of our body that needs a hug. Make the hum big, y'all. Make it take up space. There isn't a lot of opportunity yet for us to learn how to take up space. So we should be able to do it with our breath. Start with ourselves first. All right. So as you are in that moment, because that might be the first time you've ever hummed out loud and realize what it does to your body, I want you to take a second, because for every episode, I like to bring folks in using a quote to kind of guide our conversation for today and to create space for you to also journal, right? Journaling is also healing. Y'all know, come on now, we Bird's World Publishing over here. We gonna write a little bit, right? So what I would like to do is invite you into our quote for today. And then I'm gonna send you off with a journaling prompt before we go into our commercial break. And I want you to jot down some notes. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and see what comes to mind. So for today, we have a quote from Bell Hooks that says, "Rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. Healing is an act of communion." I'm going to say it again. Rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. Healing is an act of communion. So I want you to take that quote and really let it sit with you for a minute. And as you are allowing that quote to sit with you, I would like for you to think of a time you felt truly held by other Black women. What did that room give you that you couldn't give yourself alone? Think of a time you felt truly held by Black women. And what did that room give you that you could not give yourself alone? So I want you to take some time, reflect on the quote, "Rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. Healing is an act of communion." And I want you to take a look at this question. Think of a time you truly felt held by another Black woman or women. And what did that room give you that you could not give yourself alone? And while you do that, I'm going to send us off on a commercial break. And when we come back, we are about to dive in to this conversation today, y'all. We are about to get real. We're about to get honest with ourselves about what we need in order to begin to heal. And I mean deeply heal, not surface level. All right. So if y'all are with me, go ahead and say, I am with you in the chat. This is an amazing time for you to start tagging your people and getting them in the room so that we can have an honest conversation about our healing, y'all. All right. So I will see you in about, let's say 90 seconds. All right. And by that time, y'all going to be ready. I'm going to be asking for some things in the chat now if y'all are out here journaling. All right, let's go. Michaela says, I am with you. Shaquana says, I am with you. I see y'all. And I will see y'all in another 90 seconds. All right.
Great day. It's your girl Asada here to introduce a new female solution show called Asada Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asada says it should be done. See you then. Peace, right here on the Female Solution.
Have you seen all the solar farms popping up everywhere? You know, the big fields with the solar panels. There's one in our community. They produce electricity using the clean energy of the sun to send to the power grid to reduce our energy costs. Because not everybody can get solar panels put on their roof the way I have, but everybody can enroll for free to share the energy produced by the solar farms. That's why they were built. You know you're supposed to be getting a 10 to 20% savings on your bill for that, right? Illinois has a goal to transition by 2050 to 100% clean energy. So everybody needs to be connected. People in other communities are already getting their savings. So I'll be by to see you because they want to make sure you get your savings as well. It just takes a few minutes. I'm Naima Latif. Call me if you have any questions. 312-849-3456.
Welcome to Master Force with Mushim Suit. Join us each week on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Central, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Female Solution page, as we dive into powerful topics designed to assist you in mastering your life force. Our conversations feature a diverse lineup of experts, all dedicated to your growth. Tune in weekly to discover new ways to elevate your spirit and raise your vibration. And remember, we are ascending.
And we're back. All right, y'all. And if you're just now joining us, it's your girl, Heather Byrd here, CEO of Bird's World Publishing, where we are on a mission to empower individuals, especially women of color, to write and publish their brilliance so they can turn their message into a movement. And today, I am welcoming you to the All About Our Liberation podcast, where we work collectively to remember, reclaim, and rebuild our way back home to ourselves before the rest of the world got a hold of us. All right. So it's not too late. Get your people in the room, because when I tell you the conversation we are about to have, I actually need to go do some behind the scenes type things and get my cousin in the room, because the whole reason why this beautiful individual is going to be here with us today is because of my cousin Corey Lewis. Shout out to Cuzzo for putting us in communication. Look, there is something about being in conversation with another Black woman who understands the assignment, who puts in the work, who does not allow for her vision to be swayed in any way because she knows what is true to her. The first conversation that we had together, you all, I left so full. And we need to have more conversations like this where we are talking to people and we leave the room fuller than what we were when we walked in. All right. So, this is who I'm about to bring to this stage. So, again, you do not want to miss the conversation that we're about to have because I'm about to officially introduce our guest for today so that we can dive on in here, y'all. All right. So, Courageous Fire is a Black woman who discovered just how short our lifespans are as Black women in the US, the hidden cause for it, and who has spent the last decade finding, creating, and introducing these solutions to Black women. Sisters' lives, especially in the last year and a half, are being hammered in ways this generation has never seen on this level. And she's bringing a weekend of these solutions to Black women across the nation in Chicago, y'all. Chicago this fall. All right. Not to show off, not to be popular, but because she loves us and she knows we deserve it. Y'all, we deserve to have this conversation. We deserve to breathe. We deserve to be in joy. And we're about to do all of those things. All right. So, y'all help me in welcoming my guest to All About Our Liberation. Please help me in welcoming Courageous Fire to the stage, y'all. Come on. You are here. You
And
are here.
you
Let's go.
already know. You already know. You what?
My
Yes.
goodness. My goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this conversation because the alignment of your work and the alignment of the vision and mission on my life is real. And so first I just want to open up the space by saying thank you for saying yes. Mm.
Mm, thank you, sis. Yeah, just
It ain't easy. It
there's
ain't
so much in that. Like there's so much in that.
It's
There's
not
so
easy,
much
but we
in that.
show up.
It's not.
We show up.
Ma'am.
We are here.
Ma'am.
We get to have these types of conversations, right?
Yeah.
When days are hard, we get to call on each other, taking
Ma'am.
us back to that
Yes,
quote,
ma'am.
that Audre Lorde quote, right? Rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. Healing is an act of communion. We're not trying to do this work by ourselves. We shouldn't be doing this work by ourselves.
No, you really can't do this work by yourself. And honestly, I'm starting now to meet sisters who are doing this work.
Mhm.
And I was telling my best friend, I said, I'm so grateful to finally feel like I've been brought out of isolation because I was just
Mm.
like, well, I'm just over here, just, Master got me working, ah,
But
and I'm
not the
like, can I
Woo!
get can I get some, company? Can I get somebody who gets it,
Yeah.
And I have been meeting sisters who not only get it, but are already on the assignment
Mhm.
in their different lanes of, and literally, I did not know there was so much going on for Black women's liberation besides my work.
Yeah.
So it's so exciting to see this. And then you brought me on your podcast and you were giving me the stuff ahead of time. And it was just like, does this girl stuff say all about liberation?
Come on. Come on. Let's start
Absolutely.
having this conversation. Oh, so speaking of,
Yeah.
like you started to dive into this a little bit already when thinking about doing this work in isolation, how literally healing is an act of communion. Can
Yes,
you share with us a time when you felt truly held by
I
another Black
can.
woman or Black women? And what did that room give you that you couldn't give yourself?
But you already know when you start with the prompts, I'm in, Heather. So you said prompt? What?
What?
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. I said that I was seen.
Mm,
I was seen. And I have more to say, but I'm gonna stop there on the seen part because that is what most Black women say to me. I finally felt seen. And when
mm,
I started writing, I was just like, yeah, but that's what I felt. And
mm.
so it matters to me that I am making sure that sisters are feeling, first of all, seen. And I said, I was understood, and I know y'all get this. I was understood in a lot of ways with language shorthand.
Mm.
When we are in a room with us,
We don't
there's
have to
so many
say
things.
much.
Come on, there's so many things. I don't even have to finish. You just finished my sentence just now. You would think me and Heather have known each other for decades, but we have not. We have known each other for like a few weeks, like maybe a couple of months,
Yeah.
tops,
Tops.
right? Tops. So it's just like when you are around other Black women, there is a language shorthand. Like I don't know if you saw the clip that's out there on YouTube with Yvette, Nicole
Oh yes.
Brown,
Yes. Yes. And
and she was
Kiki
just like, "But I
Palmer.
don't." Yes,
Rose.
and she was like, "But I don't want to get it," and she just looked at her. She was like,
Rose.
"Rose." You know, and she was like, "No, you got it." And then she said it again, and she shifted in her seat. She said,
Rose.
"Rose." You know, and did they get that word?
Yes.
Yes, because there was an actual shorthand. I remember going to a conference, and just just to be clear, I've lived about 42 years of my 57 years in a very white
Woo.
Republican state of Iowa. Okay.
Yeah.
And so most of the spaces that I had to be in to work were super ultra white.
Mhm.
And so there was this conference, and I found a table and I staked it down, and nobody was there. And there were two other Black women in this room. And they're probably like, I don't know, maybe a couple of hundred people. Two Black
Mm.
women in a room, other than me.
Mm.
And they looked at me and they found their way to my table, right? And we sat there, we were just enjoying ourselves.
Yep.
And then here comes this white dude. Oh my gosh, Melanie Funches is here. I'm so glad you're here, sister. Oh my goodness, we do have a whole unspoken language.
Mm.
Okay, so he said, "Do you mind if I sit here?" And all three of us looked at each other like, "We really wish you wouldn't." And he, sat himself down. And some lady came over in the middle of something that I was saying and took the guy away while I was talking to him. White lady. And me and the sisters just looked at each other and we said a whole lot without saying a word.
Yep.
And the guy looked back and he felt it. He felt all of the things we felt from her superiority, her
Mm.
rudeness, her assumption that it don't matter because it's just a Black woman talking. She can't be important. So I'm going to go
Mm.
ahead and talk to this dude, even though she's talking to him. So what? And he came back and turned back around and his eyes were big. And he said, I feel like I just missed a whole conversation. And I said, You did.
You did.
You did. Because the conversation wasn't for him. That
Mm-hmm.
part of the conversation was between us. And so
Yes.
that shorthand language of I don't have to say everything. You can feel
Mm-hmm.
me. You can read my eyes. You can read the tension in my shoulders. You can read my tight jaw. You can see me speaking through my teeth. You know what all those things mean in this moment,
Yes.
depending on the moment. If you're
Yes.
a Black woman, right?
Yes.
And you don't have to know that sister. You could have just now saw her, but you know, and you can
That
scan
shared
and read the
experience.
signs. So
Mm-hmm.
being in a space where I have language shorthand, my fears were not judged, and my
Mm.
courage was not looked at as foolishness, it was admired.
Yes.
That's what it feels like to be in a
Yes.
space. That's what it felt like for me.
Yes.
And it was beautiful and it was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started having these experiences, I was just like, okay, I need to create more of these experiences. And then I need to mine these experiences so that the healing portions out of those, how do I drip those out just so sisters can just get those? How do I get the empowerment out? How do I wring that out so sisters can just get that? What parts of conversations that we can have and spaces that I can build can sisters get specific tools and equipment, and just those are what they get from it, and that's what we came for, and all of the language shorthand and all of the things are for that purpose. And
Yes.
so yeah,
Yes.
and doggone it, why do we have to wait?
Look,
Why
we
can't
shouldn't
we
have
take up space?
to. Mm.
I was humming right along with you when you were grounding us and breathing with us, because when you said take up space,
That's hard for
Let
some
it
people.
take up some space.
And
Take it up.
it's a process to learn
Yes.
for us how to take up space because we're
Yes.
not taught how to do that. And so when you give someone the permission to take up space, their immediate reaction is go, but no, I have to stay small.
Yes.
I have to shrink,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
I'm saying no,
Yes.
stretch,
Yeah.
move your body, use your voice, heal yourself
Yes.
first. But that is hard work to do when you have not been taught to do that type of work. When you've not been taught, not even taught, like you've been taught to stay in a space where
That part.
staying small is safety,
Yes.
right? And so
I mean, come on, we know what that is, though. We know
we
where that's
we know
from.
exactly what it is. We know
And
what it's from.
it's not just for people like me who lived a bunch of time in Iowa, right? It's not just
Mhm.
us.
Mm-mm.
It is literally our DNA remembers
Yes.
that it's not safe to be too loud, to be too assertive, to be too forceful,
Yeah.
to be too bold. Our DNA remembers that that's not safe. And we
Yes.
know that. Even if
Yes.
you give a person a microphone, especially a Black woman, give her a mic, even if she's supposed to be heard, and see what happens. She puts it way down here.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
How many Black women tell you, oh, is that my video? Oh, I hate what? The
I
sound
hate
of
the
my
sound of my voice.
voice.
I love the sound of my voice. I have learned to fall in love with the sound of my voice. And to the fact
Come
that I
on,
sound
sis.
like my mother is an honor. I get to hear her every day I wake up in the morning. So you better believe the woman that raised me, if it's not for myself, it is for myself. But if it's not going to be for myself, you sound like somebody else that hopefully loved you. Show up and
Mm,
speak up for them. Allow
mm,
your voice to be heard. Because when my mother transitions, I will have her face in the mirror, her hands, and her voice.
mm,
You best believe I'm gonna let everybody know I'm Vivica Roberts' child. Like I'm gonna use this,
mhm,
you know.
mhm. Yeah.
Whoo, we getting in there. We're starting to dig, right? And so for
Mhm.
every episode, one of the things that we do is that we ask our guests to come on and read their letter to a sister resistor, right? If you are here
Eh,
today, if you are showing up, you are beginning to do the work, right? And this sometimes we need to hear it from someone else to give us the permission to show up the way that we deserve. And so, Courageous, I would love for you to be able to read your letter to our audience. And for those of y'all who are with us, if you answered the question, when is the last time you were in a space where a Black woman saw you, let us know in the chat. If there is something from this letter that you hear that resonates with you, let us know in the chat, right? Again, we're giving ourselves permission to show up. And sometimes that permission revolves around us amplifying what someone else says to let them know that they have been seen, that you have touched them.
mhm,
All right. So this is not just about us. So the
mhm,
floor is yours, my dear.
mhm.
Grace us with your word.
Oh, mm. Beautiful. Yeah. Firstly, know who you are. And part of that is knowing that you're beautiful. I fell in love with me. And after I did, I looked around at all the caramel, chocolate, cinnamon, cocoa, coffee brown, latte, cream colored sisters. And for the first time after I fell in love with me, I us, saw our loyalty, saw our generous love, saw our integrity, saw our magical innovation, saw our incredible mental and emotional flexibility, saw our regalness, saw our power. I also saw us forcing ourselves to stay alert, saw our sacrifice, saw our fear, saw us cover up our fragility, saw our hurt, saw our betrayal, saw our confusion, and then I saw us set our faces like stone to stay standing for our men, our children, our parents, our colleagues, our peers, our churches, our reputation, and our pride. And when I saw us in all the painful contradiction of what we truly had, and we felt compelled to muster, I fell in love with us. I became determined to show up for us and unwilling to let what I saw remain unseen. Sister, today's conversation, like every conversation I have with us, is to give you permission to see yourself, your true self, and then give you the model of permission for you to fall in love with you and then start prioritizing the care of you.
Mm. Ooh, the prioritizing our care. You had to do a lot of work to even begin to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a one stop,
Mm-hmm.
just hop into. You said, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, I am beautiful. For those of you all who are with us in this chat, can you type in the chat, I am beautiful? And as you're typing it, I want you to mean it. I want you to say the words slowly out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, and believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That just if even if you wake up every morning, one of the things that I do when I wake up in the morning, I say a variation of B words that come to mind. And I will say, I am a badass. I am beautiful. I am brilliant. I am beyond magical. I don't know what it is about B words, but there's something about it that just gets me going in the morning. Yes. Thank you, LD. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Come on, I can see y'all in the chat. I am beautiful. And every time you see it, say it out loud. I am beautiful. Because this is the foundational step to get us going. This is the affirmation, along with so many others that come with it too. But we have to believe that we are worthy of this work. Come on. I am beautiful. You also said, I saw us set our faces to stone. So there's that transition from understanding that I am beautiful to us having to survive and set our faces to stone. You said it earlier, our DNA remembers. And not only does our DNA remember, we're in the now and we feel it. So that we have to put on this mask. And the thing about being with another Black woman is we understand the weight that we carry. So that shorthand that happens, that conversation with our eyes, rose, we there is a knowing of the weight that we carry. And it's important for us to be able to have a space to acknowledge that weight. And then you said, because I love us. That runs deep. Something happened that we've had the opportunity to talk before the podcast a couple of times. And when we started talking about where you are now, I was just in complete awe of who you are as a person. I also know that there was a journey that it took for you to get here, right?
Ma'am.
And we hear it in the letter. We hear the acknowledgement and the affirmation and the belief in yourself. And then we also hear the reality. It's a yes and. We hear the reality of what we had to turn into in order to survive. And then there is a shift that occurred. Who were you before you became Courageous Fire?
Wow. The person before was embarrassed to take up space because I was tricked into believing that my form of communication could not be understood. The way that you put things, ain't nobody gets what you talking about. Like you don't even make no, like, why do you even put it like that? Like people can't even get, yeah, yep. Or without the talking, like it's so crazy how abuse shorthand. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie.
Mhm.
What was that movie? That where the person would jump into different bodies, and every time they did, the new person would start whistling or humming. Time is on my side. Fallen. Denzel Washington was in
Okay.
this movie, and he was trying to get this killer that had already been executed
Mhm.
because the person had a spirit that was actually the executor. And so they didn't die when that human died. And so, like, literally, when I think about that movie, if any of you have ever seen it, you're going to get this analogy that I'm going to say. Some of the abusers or the oppressive people in my life didn't say things. They just had expressions to back up what had already been said. And those people had never met each other,
Yeah.
but the shorthand was already there. So if I'm talking and you're going, then I already hear what was said. See, you don't
Mhm.
even make no sense. Why would you even put it like that? People don't even understand what you're talking about. Not
Communication is
realizing
like, come on
I'm
now. We
so deep. I'm so deep. I speak in real and I speak in spiritual. And those
Mhm.
things overlap while I'm talking. And
Mhm.
so the part of a human that has a spiritual core hears me two different ways. It's like they're getting stereophonic sound from me. Those
Yeah.
people get exactly what I'm talking about. The
Mhm.
actual words I said, and then the spiritual message I gave. They get both of them. The people who are looking at me confused are the people who are closed off. I'm not talking to them anyway.
Mhm.
And so, whatever they got on their face to let me know, oh, that's just stupid. It doesn't let me know that I'm stupid. It lets me know I'm not talking to you.
Mm.
So that person back there was like, oh my God, I should be quiet because look at their face. Look how they're reacting, how they're responding. And I was shy and I was ashamed of the way I communicated. And
Mm.
I felt uncomfortable because I felt like I looked so different than other people.
Mm.
Um, it's amazing how much stuff seeps in. And that's something I understand about us as Black women as well, which is why if I tell a Black woman that she's dope, I already know I have to back that shit up. I have to have receipts. And so I don't say something to a sister without being able to break down what I'm saying. Because if I just say something positive and I don't have any receipts, I can't break it down. She will not believe me. There
You
have
sound
been
like
too many people who have
yes.
spoken death, negativity, self hate over her. They didn't have receipts, but they were like drumming it. So she was like, well, that must be true. And
Mm.
that's true too. And then here came all the abuse shorthand, all the oppression shorthand that backed up what those other people said. So I know when I come with it, I have to be able to back it up.
And
And
what
so
you're
when I
doing
said
is
those
helping
words,
them unlearn too. You're helping them replay what they heard and realize it's nonsense with the evidence.
yes, ma'am.
Oh,
The evidence kicks out the nonsense. That's why when I said beautiful, yeah, know who you are. That's what your name is. I couldn't just end there. I had to tell her what she's done and who she's been and what
mm,
she's walked through, and then still how she shows up. Then she can hear I'm beautiful. See,
yes,
and then my sister, I love track. My sister, I passed the baton straight to you. It
yes,
landed in the palm of your hand. You took it and you said at the end of what I said, now write that shit down. Write
yes.
it down. I am beautiful. So now they've heard it. I proved it. Then they wrote that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hands to
Now you
feel.
done wrote it. Now you done heard it. Now you done had proof. See, now tomorrow when somebody goes,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to remember the trifecta, and now it's going to get some resistance. It's going to get some resistance. But well as before, it just went straight in.
Yeah.
Now we
And
done set up some
maybe straight
walls.
out because you haven't heard it enough.
Mhm.
You ever walk down the street and see another black woman, and when you tell her she's beautiful, or come on, sis, or the way we do, I see you in that purple. You know what I'm saying? That we start complimenting people in colors. You know what I'm saying? Like when we hear that
Yes.
compliment from another sister, that
Yes.
means like I get chills thinking about it. Right? That
Yes.
does that
Yes.
reprograms
Yes.
the things that we were told when we were little, the things that we were
Reset.
told probably 5 minutes ago, or before we left the house, or the night before. Right. So there's that again, going back to feeling seen and that healing component that we can each provide for each other. So I love the fact that you said, not only am I going to tell you, I'm going to give you evidence. I'm going to give
That's
you
right.
proof so that you can
That's
begin
right.
to rewire your nervous system,
Come on, sis.
rewire your
Come
mindset so
on.
that you can
Come
actually
on.
believe
Yes.
what I am telling you. I
Yes.
want to point out really quickly, Tracy put in that the other day her friend told her to lift my heart to the sky, bend backwards and breathe. She said, and when I breathe out to make a loud exhale, by the third, I was bawling and releasing, not knowing I was holding on
Mm.
to so much weight of others, so much
Mm.
dead weight, and not even realizing I had not been breathing.
That part.
It liberated me from taking on
Ooh.
everything and everyone without boundaries. You realize you had not
Mm.
been breathing. First of all, Tracy, thank you so much for sharing that, because how many of us are not breathing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
truly, not just like I'm walking through the world, I'm inhaling, exhaling because I have to. I mean, how many of us have paused to take that deep breath that we took at the beginning of this episode?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is real.
Yeah, it is.
Who? What was the turning point for you? Like you're in this space and you're realizing this ain't it. What was
This
the
ain't it.
specific moment that happened where you said no more and I have to choose a different way of living?
I got to sit in somebody else's skin. She was a character, and her name was Sister Moore, and I played her on a stage.
Hmm.
Now, Sister Moore was an old church woman, and Sister Moore said whatever the fuck Sister Moore wanted to say. You ugly, your breath stank, whatever, just out there, just whatever. And it's not that I want to walk around the world talking about I'm old, so that's why I couldn't help, calling you crazy stuff. No, no. But when I was in character for her, I felt free.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
I realized I'd never been free until Sister Moore. And I will tell you, when for the audition, I don't want to be Sister Moore. If you guys know the play by James Baldwin, The Amen Corner, I wanted to be Sister Margaret. I wanted to get up there and preach. And I'm like, I can do a preacher. I can, and I can, I'm good at it. I was like, I can do this. Like, I was raised, in a very preachy house. So I'm like, I'm ready. I wasn't supposed to be Sister Margaret. Sister
Mm.
Margaret was bound.
Mm.
I wasn't supposed to be her. I've
Mm.
already lived Sister Margaret. I
Mm.
was supposed to be Sister Moore. And I'm telling you, the audiences ate her up. I was so out there because I asked the director, am I going too far? He said, no, if you go too far, I'll let you know. I want you to go
Mm.
as far as you want to go. And if I need to pull you back, I will. That's all I needed to hear. That was like the rehearsal one. Okay. After rehearsal one, I was like, oh, I'm going for broke. I came to the rehearsal ready every night. And what is crazy is I was living in an abusive marriage at the time.
Mm.
I didn't know I was because he didn't hit me. And so I just knew that things were like tight sometimes and things felt trappy
Mm.
sometimes and things felt, just
Yeah.
ugh. But I couldn't put my finger, I just couldn't, like, why is this so messed up?
Mm.
And every time I had to come away from rehearsal, I was sad. I
Mm.
was sad. And the last night of the play, the director came and I said, I'm so heavy. And he said, why? I said, I don't want to let her go.
Mm.
I don't want to let her go. And he said, put that into her tonight. The heaviness you feel, the sadness you feel, the way you're going to miss her, put that into your performance tonight and leave it all on the stage. Leave all those feelings on the stage so that you're not as homesick for her when you walk away from her tonight. And that
Mm.
was good advice for the average person. But it wasn't enough for me because the minute I got home and everything died down, and I
Mm.
responded to the last person that said, oh my God, Sister Moore, you were my girl. I came several times just to see you.
Mm.
When the last person I responded to that, I sat there and I thought, instead of shrinking into despair, the first thing my brain thought was, I need more freedom. How do I get that?
Mm.
Because now I can't depend on Sister Moore. How else do I get freedom? And that's what made me hungry for it.
Come on.
Yep. And I've
Oh,
been hungry for it ever since.
I love the fact that the theater, the stage,
Yeah.
was the catalyst for your shift.
Hmm.
I love that, and I love the fact that you did not, once the curtain closed for the last time, said, "Well, this is the last time I can get a hold of this." That's not in your personality, based on what I know. Like once you get a taste, once you know there's something different, you were like, "All right, what we got to do to make it happen?" And
Yep.
so to take a moment like that and to have it begin to shape the
Yes.
next chapter in your life is huge. And I don't know if you remember this, but one day we were having a conversation and you used a really powerful metaphor about trying on freedom, like different pairs of shoes. I feel like that was your first pair of shoes that you put on, right?
Yeah.
But what
Yeah,
are
it
some of those
was.
shoes and how do we begin to feel different from trying on
Mm.
these new pairs of shoes?
I mean, let's unpack that. This is a bunch of black women, right? We, most of us don't even play that game. If I'm leaving my house, I'm going to look a certain way, right? So we have certain shoes that we put on, and those shoes might not be the most comfortable shoes, but they look really good. Whatever it is, they stick my butt out just the right amount. They make my waist look more pulled in. They make my boobs look bigger. Whatever it is, these shoes with certain looks, like it's got to be that shoe. But what happens when we go, okay, what if instead of dressing to be cute, what if I dress to feel free?
Time
Right?
out. Time out. You somebody gonna be like, "Excuse me? What do you mean? What do you?" Because I had to mute myself because I'm over here like, yeah. That for me
Yes.
because that's the way that I have moved through the world, and I have received side eyes and looks because I have chosen my freedom
Mhm.
in the way in which I dress versus the way people believe I should be perceived.
Good for
Right.
you. Good for you.
And I
Good
don't
for
know
you.
where that came from. I have no idea. Some ancestors did something and
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah,
"Here
yeah,
goes your
yeah.
message," right? But for some of us, we're at the beginning of our stages, right? Of understanding that we even have the autonomy to be able to choose the way that we dress that can feel free. So I want to just say that again, and two, didn't break it
Mm.
down.
Mm,
Woo.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Because and it started showing up in all kinds of different ways, right? So many people at different times through my journey have been like, "Oh, did you know you lost an earring?" I'm like, "No, I didn't lose one. I always wear a dangle
You
and
do.
studs.
Yeah.
That's what I do, because autonomy. Why are you going to tell me what a set of earrings is? These are my ears. I'm going to decide what these set of earrings are today, right now, with this outfit, in this place. And that's something else that I started doing, was standing in front of my closet, listening,
What do mine
listening.
starts in the shower?
Listen, what am I supposed to be putting on today?
Tell them.
What am I did that for this broadcast. What am I supposed to be putting on?
Hmm.
What am I supposed to put on? I paid attention. Y'all, Sister Heather is she so organized, and I love organization. She had the colors of liberation at the bottom of the notes that she gave me for us to be prepared for you today. And so I looked at those colors and I said, okay, these are the colors of liberation. How do they need to show up on me, in me,
Hmm.
through me? How do they need to show up? And so these colors are in a scarf, and these colors are in this dress, and even the layers that you can't see. You can't see my bra, but my bra is black because I'm with black women tonight. My bra is
Hmm.
black. Like there's a whole point. This tree is brown, you know? Like it could have, I have other brown wooden earrings,
Hmm.
but this is a tree because there's roots to a tree and there's growth to a tree, and you got to feed those roots so that that tree can grow. There's a point
Hmm.
to what I have on. You got
Yes.
to listen.
Yes.
So like a sister was trying to get my attention for something we needed to work on. We did. And it was like an hour and a half before I was supposed to be on with
Mm.
Sister Heather, and we didn't get on at 6:58. We got on at 6:15, right? Because there was a whole preparation that we were doing and synchronizing of spirits that we were doing
Hmm.
before we came to you.
Mm.
But before Heather's time, I needed my time to listen to me,
Yes.
because there was something I was supposed to read to Heather in our time. And I needed to listen to what that was supposed to be.
Hmm.
So I needed to know what I was supposed to put on. I needed to know what I was supposed to read. I needed to know what stuff was supposed to happen and what part of that conduit or channel is my job tonight.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
had to let her know, I'm so sorry, I ran out of time. And it was way before 6:15, but I'm
Mhm.
out of time because I need to have quiet
My-
time to listen.
When this is for somebody. Oh, when I tell you this is for somebody. So, one of the pet peeves that I have when I was working in corporate was someone would put, if they saw free time on my calendar, they would put a meeting on it. You already know, right? Just because it's there's nothing there does not mean that time is yours. That time is mine. I might be prepping, I might be breathing, I might be meditating for
Come
10
on.
minutes. I might be closing my eyes and doing absolutely nothing because I've been staring at a screen since 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock
Hmm.
this morning, and it's now 6.
Okay.
Just because
Well,
it looks open does not mean it's for you, right? And
that
so
part.
being
That
able to
part.
use and block out time to breathe, to rest.
Mm, mm,
That just hit
mhm,
me because when you said that, I was like, yeah, we didn't start till 6:15, but that was my time. And that time is valuable.
mhm,
So putting
mhm.
on a pair of shoes, the metaphor about trying on freedom is like trying on different pairs of shoes. I'm trying on blocking off time, 30 minutes to 45 minutes before I have meetings. And that is my time.
It's mine. Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
intentional about the time. It's not that's my time to do something all the time. That could be just time to breathe.
Come on, look, look. Joanne said, I think we need to block out breathing time in our calendar.
We do. We
Yes,
do. And look
ma'am.
here. What Joan isn't telling you is she is working on her collection of poems called Black Women Breathe. Uh Poems for a full body exhale.
Okay, okay. Come on, Joe. Come on, sis.
So,
Come
you
through
know,
here.
come
Mm,
on. We need to block
mm,
off time to breathe in our calendars. That is ours.
absolutely.
Nobody
Yes,
else.
ma'am.
So we're trying on these different shoes of what freedom looks like, right? And you
Mm.
have tried on a beautiful pair of shoes. And if you don't mind, if you're like, nah, Heather, we ain't talk about this right now, that is perfectly fine. But
Mm-mm, girl, listen. I'm gonna let you groove and move in what you're hearing in your spirit. Go ahead, sis.
look here, you are living, and I don't just mean the way that we think living should be. You have created a space for yourself to breathe in a different way. So if you don't mind sharing with us where your feet are currently planted, shout out to Joan Edwards, who allowed me to borrow that language because I absolutely love it. But let us know where your feet are planted and how that freedom, that liberation lives in your body now because of where you are.
My feet are planted in San Carlos, Panama, and I, there's so many things to describe about it. Like, first of all, when I came here to get my temporary visa last year in March, I realized I was fully present for the first time in my life. I didn't want to look at my phone. I
Mm,
didn't even want to take pictures because
mm,
if I'm looking through my phone, then I'm not getting the full experience. And I talked to my daughter about this. I was just like, I don't even want to take no pictures. I don't want to do anything except whatever it is I'm in. I just want to be all the way here. And that means I've never been all the way here.
mhm,
The second thing that got me, because I mean, people think, oh, isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful aesthetically, yes. But the second thing is the register of people's voices.
break that down. I'm sorry. What?
Okay? The register of people's voices. I don't have to hear all day. It's not what I hear anymore. People's voices are like mine, low, rich, round tones,
Come on.
registers. And in Panama, if they tell you I'm coming over tomorrow, they don't mean tomorrow. They literally just mean I'm coming over at some point in the future. And their voices reflect that mindset.
Mm,
Their voices. Now, Spanish is a very fast language. So, yes, when they're speaking, they speak fast. But there is I don't even, there is a rock
mm,
to people's speech patterns, to people's plans.
mm,
It is so curved around
mm,
being present, honestly, being present, damn it. Shoot,
mm, mm.
being present, being
And
present.
the just using that language to me doesn't even sum up how it feels in your body. We were
That's
talking right before we hopped on back in the 2024. I was forced into a medical sabbatical because the world just came crashing down on me. And for the first time, I had space to be present for myself. And I thought I understood what the word present meant before that. You know, you show up, you're focused, you're in the room. But that's only a piece of being present. If you don't know what your toes are doing, if you don't know what your mind is doing, your breath is doing, if you don't
Ma'am,
understand the little
ma'am.
the little piece of hair in the back of your neck, if you don't understand how the curl pattern is
Come
curling in the
on.
because
Come
it is
on.
you are not being present.
No, for
Because
real.
the rest of the world, like you said, you had a chance to put your phone down. You didn't want to take pictures. You didn't have to talk to people, right? You didn't have to,
Oh,
there was no urgency that, right? When we have all of these things, all of these marketing and advertisements and hums,
yeah.
there's a book
Yeah.
by Jamal,
Yes.
poetry book called Hum by Jamal May. And in the book he talks about a lot of different things, but I remember one of the poems just talking about the subtle hum that exists from machinery that we have in our every single day that disrupts us from being present.
Mm, that part.
So when I say we think we know what the word present means
Hmm.
until we actually experience what it is like to be
That
present,
part. Yes.
you it
Yes.
takes on a whole new meaning. So I wanted to
Hmm.
highlight that because you said it and you kept going and it's fine. But I just needed to pause to let people know the word present has a weight to it that we need
It
to be
does.
to explore.
No, for real.
I
No, for
couldn't let
real.
you keep going. I couldn't let you keep going without pointing that out.
Listen, girl, you are who you are and you do what you do. So you stop when you're supposed to. And I look, I ain't got no
Woo,
problem with it. Yes,
look
ma'am.
here, my word. So we're in this conversation, and there's a couple more questions I want to ask you because I know we're at time, but like you said, we are in it, and I feel like people need to hear this conversation. So at the beginning, we talked about how bell hooks reminds us that we're not meant to do this work alone. We're supposed to
Mm,
heal together. And you
mhm.
say, "All right, I've experienced what this healing can feel like, so I'm about to build the room where we can actually do that."
Yes.
I want you to take us back before you knew we needed the room, and then
Okay.
think about the now. So we're going back, but we're coming forward, right?
Okay.
We are now in this space where we're saying we need to learn how to be present. We need to understand that we are beautiful. We need to
Mm,
be able to heal together. And you have built a room. Let's talk about the room.
mm.
So yeah, there's a little past, there's a present, there's a future that's happening that's here. So you get to bounce back because if we just focus on one, we're not honoring all of the things that came with us.
That part. That part. I appreciate your intentionality. This room, you talked about theater, the arts,
Hmm.
the ways that it opens us up. We talked about the way our DNA remembers.
Oof.
As African women, so many times we look at ourselves, and let's be clear, all of our ancestors are precious and powerful, and all of them like matter, like all of the decades, all of the centuries, it's all part of us. But so often we stop at our ancestors who were slaves. Okay, we honor them and we love them and we appreciate their sacrifice, but we act like sacrifice is all we are, and it
Mm,
isn't. It isn't. So, what happens when you let sisters into a space where you remind them
mm,
that we are artists, we
mm,
are innovators, we are healers, we are seers, we are so many things.
mhm,
And the combination of those things is powerful and healing for all of us. So if
Mm-mm.
we put them in the same room and
Mm.
we give us access to all of it, what happens to us? Right? You talked about Brother Jamal's book with the hum, but if you disrupt all of that so that we can hear,
Mm-hmm.
something happens.
We could be
Something
present.
happens.
Come on.
Something happens because that's what happened when you and I met the first time. That's
Mm-hmm.
why all of that explosive, that's why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because there wasn't any separation for us, and all of the things were going back and forth and responding to each other and interacting with one another, and it was explosive. That's
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you put Black women in a room and you turn off the hum,
Come
but then
on.
you turn on. By turning off that hum, we start hearing, wait a minute, I know how to speak to that woman right there, right now. Her eyes are glistening. She's about to cry. Wait a minute, I actually know what she needs to hear. I know
Mm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Not I think I know, but
Yeah.
I know it. Why? Because now the hum is off. What is the hum? Systemic oppression. What is the hum? Western medicine's interference. I remember having my second child. And when I had my first child, I was full of drugs for the delivery.
Mm.
Couldn't hear what she was trying to tell me in utero while she was coming down the birth canal. All kinds of shit popped off wrong.
Mm.
Second child, I was like, I don't want none of that. Don't give me nothing. Let me listen.
Mm.
I didn't have no problems with that birth. I did two quick pushes. That girl flew out of me. Literally. They were like, shit. Like they're talking about doctors had to catch a baby. No, they had to catch her for real because she was out of there. Because we cut the hum off, I could communicate and I could hear what she was saying. When they told me to push, they didn't have to tell me. I heard her tell me,
Mm-hmm.
time to push. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Mom, I'm ready to come out of here. Got it. She came on
Mm.
out of there. Deal done. When those sisters get in that room, those hums are cut off. The staff has already been told, you're not welcome in the room either. We love you. Find a way to communicate with us from outside.
Mm.
This room is for Black women only, only, only. Because in that room, there are sisters who understand what vibrations can do, and they're bringing it. They understand what understanding food and motion can do, so they're bringing it.
Mm-hmm.
These things are being brought into the room with sisters with no harm, but sisters whose DNA knows how magical and powerful they are.
Yeah.
What you think's gonna pop off?
Mm. A healing that
Healing.
you've been able to experience. Look.
Thank you. Healing. Bonds are going to be broken. Generational patterns that have been destructive are going to be cut off. That's what's going to happen. Why am I just so sure of myself? Because that's what Courageous Access has been doing for the last 5 years. We get
Mm-hmm.
women in rooms for 6 weeks alone, just us. We put arts in the room, we put healing things in the room, we put knowledge in the room, and we let sisters have at it and each other. And not only do those sisters break patterns that we meant to break, but they also break patterns that we didn't even know nothing about.
Right. Oof. There's a Joan is on here. I've popped her up a couple of times. She's hanging out in YouTube land. She has one of the most beautiful gifts that I've been able to witness, to where she serves as the most beautiful mirror I never knew I needed. So when there are days where I do not see myself the way that she sees me, the way that she has seen me interact with other people, she reminds me of that. And there are
Mm.
things that I have had to unlearn because of her presence and the other sisters that are in the group's presence, that I didn't even know were a problem. To even
Mm.
get me one step closer to my own liberation. So I just felt
Come
that in my
on.
bones when you said things I didn't even know I needed. And that's hard to
Mhm,
explain to people. I will admit
mhm,
that. You are sitting here and you're trying to figure out what it is that we're talking about. There are some things that you just have to trust, tune into
mhm,
yourself, listen to your intuition,
mhm,
trust that the experience is going to be the transformation your DNA needs. Because there are certain
mhm,
things that you cannot explain in words. Words are not everything.
mhm.
Start, but there are certain things that your body can only experience that words cannot
Ooh,
summarize.
correct,
And that shift
correct.
in your DNA of holding 7 generations back,
Mm,
we don't have words for that just yet. At least I don't yet. Somebody
mm,
does, hop on over
mm.
there in the comment section and school us. You know what I'm saying? Give me the language because
Right.
people need to understand that this is possible.
Mhm. No, for real. For
Mm,
real. Jones said, in that room without the artificial hum, we can flow into each other. I can see that room.
mm-hmm.
Sister, I appreciate that because I can see that room. When I close my eyes and I get still, I can see and feel the impact of that room. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes. So that lets you know that you are not alone as you are building this
Mhm.
vision for us to be able to heal. Two more questions. One, if there's a Black woman that is listening to this right now who feels overworked and unseen and
Mm.
has been shrinking because she believes that's what life is, she believes that that is survival. What is something that you haven't said yet that she will walk away with after being in this room with you and the others?
Sister. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Sister, you have to get still with yourself so you can learn who you are, so you can start using who you are. And I promise you, the minute you do that, you will see that that person will draw. That's the thing about authenticity.
Mm.
Sisters who are shrinking and afraid to be seen and afraid to show up. I said to myself after I changed my name legally, I said, I will no longer show up in rooms and try to fit myself to the room. I
Oh,
will
come on.
show up fully as myself in every room, every time from
Come
now
on.
on. That's my standard,
Come
period,
on. Come on.
period, every time. And so when I started my own social experiment with that, what happens when I do that?
Mm,
Every time someone is drawn to me who
mm,
is powerfully, fully, and unflinchingly authentic.
mm.
Every time that
Thank
person, like a magnet, is drawn to me. And why do I get that? I get that because I've earned it by showing up that way.
you. Mm.
That's my reward. As grown people, we never get tired of the little golden star, little sticker. We like those still.
Look here, we never
That's
outgrow.
my, okay, that's my sticker. That's my little gold sticker.
Mm,
Is if I do that every time somebody's coming to me, fully themselves in
mm-hmm.
that room. And if everybody else in that room is performative and fake, guess what? I get that one person, and that was for me.
Yes.
And male or female, they show up and they make a beeline for me every
Mm-hmm.
time. That sort of reward, sister, starts to duplicate and triplicate and multiply itself. When you don't shrink and you show up as you, your
Yes.
friendships will change. Your relationships will change. Your
Mm.
opportunities will change. See,
Right.
people talk about prosperity as though it's like this weird little fluke little thing that you have to get just the right formula and say just the right things. No, ma'am. Just be you every time, all the
Mm-hmm.
way, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's what will create opportunities for you and open doors for you. If I had been fake with Heather, I wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
because nothing would have popped off. She'd have been like, I don't know why in the world Corey introduced me to this woman. She just is dry and boring. The hell? I came as myself. The
Yes.
electricity between us is what drew us to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And way more than this podcast, as powerful as it is, and as many chains as it's already breaking off of people right now,
Facts.
this
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 is
is just this is
pebble in the
just
pond.
this is just little because the woman across the screen from me and I from her, what
Mm-hmm.
we are, the vessels that our bodies were shaped
Oof.
for, every feature on my face, every feature on my body, and the same for her, were meant to do specific things. But then we got in the room with each other, and those specific things now have their own multipliers.
Yes.
But that only happened, sister, who have been convinced to shrink because I was authentic. Be
Yes.
you, sis. And I promise the prosperity that you've been looking for, the fullness, the richness, the things that you will smell with your nose that you've never smelled before, the things your
Mm.
eyes will get to take in that you've never seen before. Authenticity got me to Panama. Not money. I'm not rich like that. The rich that people think you have to be to leave the States and come to another country. I'm not that. My authenticity got me here. That's how I
Mm.
got here.
Mm. My
That's why I'm
goodness.
here. That's why. And all the other people and things that I've been able to be blessed with, that's how. My authenticity. So, sisters that are shrinking and are scared to just take up space and fully be yourself, try it one time. Just one
Mm.
time. Promise you'll be hooked.
Mm. You'll start to feel it. You'll
Yes.
start to feel these for me, I started to feel tingles in my body. And that was like a reprogram. I don't know if you've ever sat in the sun before and you have felt sun
Mm,
hit your skin and you can feel the
yes.
reprogramming happening in your
Yes.
body.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it
Mm.
feels like that.
You came out the matrix, girl. What?
My goodness, I told
Mm.
y'all this conversation is just the beginning. We wanted to be able to again allow you to experience what it can feel like to be free,
Mm.
to elevate to that liberation, to create space and see what happens when we get together. It is so important. My goodness. Thank you so much for what you do, for the spaces that you create, for the battles that we know nothing about that you have had to endure. Right? That made
Ah!
that made you giggle, right? Like there's so many people see a lot of people see the end product. There are very
Mhm.
few people that are side by side with you and understand what it takes to build what you are building. But because you love us,
Yeah, yeah, I
you
do.
are
Oh my,
building a space for us to transform and show up in the way that we have always deserved. So I
that's
thank
right.
you.
It's my
And it
honor.
does
It's
not
my
end.
honor.
It does not end here. We are going to be in Chicago in October to continue to do this work. And look, you say, we are going to be in Chicago in
Yes.
person. If y'all thought this was powerful, if this made your mind say, maybe I can shift my DNA. Maybe I can heal 7 generations back to where I am now so that 7 generations in the future have a chance to heal. If
Mm,
shifted you in any way, imagine
mm.
what can happen in person. So let us know what's happening in Chicago this fall so that we have the opportunity to transform our DNA.
Damn. Yes. I'm so excited about Chicago. I can't even like. We have a weekend in Chicago planned October 16th and 17th of this year so that sisters can be ushered in. And I mean that, like
Oof.
ushered into who we are and what that means.
Mm.
That's a birthright. It's a birthright. I know we've been taught in the States that us being Black is a curse, it's a weight, it's this, it's that. No, ma'am. Our African heritage is a birthright of joy, of power, of peace, of the ability to heal and regenerate, of innovation, of magic, of love, of purity, of the ability to manifest. There's so much in that birthright. And that literally means we can speak things in and out as African women. That is what it means. We have to get our DNA remembers, but now we have to remember. And we're going to. We're going to. We're going to sync up with our DNA, and the weekend is just going to be jam packed. And there's not going to be this session over here at the same time as this session over here. We don't do none of that. We're going to move through this experience together, communally, because that is part of our power as a people, is to be together when we heal. That's part of it. So yeah, like when I say ushering in, we're ushering in. We're going to have a ceremony at the beginning so we can remember our Africanness. Um, Everything about this is intentionally thought out for the different parts of us
Mm.
that oppression has sought to break down. They've sought to feed us the wrong things. They've sought to stop our movement so we can't be healthy. They've tried to make our minds clouded so we can't have mental health that is
Mm.
solid. They've
Mm.
sought to hide what abuse looks like, and we're going to unveil that so we know what it looks like. We know how to watch for it. We know how to refuse it. We're going to just so many parts of us, even down to the feminine parts of us, our reproductive system. That's supposed to be pleasure for us. That's not supposed to be a weight. That's not supposed to be embarrassment or shame. Being a woman is amazing. And when we leave that conference, that's something else we're going to be excited about. Not just being African, but being an African woman. We're going to be excited about that too. There's just so many pieces. Like I talked about the vibration and just the
Mm.
sound bowls and the sound baths and just all of it is here so that every single there are 5 healers coming to that conference. 5. And yes, they have the little doctorate degrees and the masters and this and that and certifications and all that great stuff. But they're also Black women who
Mm.
understand their DNA and understand what their vessel is shaped for.
Mm.
And so, literally, you're going to get the experience of what our ancestors used to do. They would go down the row of huts.
Mm.
This sister knows how to see. This sister knows what to do with food. This sister knows.
Collective healing? What?
Yes, we're
At our
going down the
fingertips?
huts rows at
At our
this conference.
fingertips. Come on.
Yes, so that we can heal through art, so that we can heal through touch, through sound, through vibrations, through movement, through food, through all of
Mm.
the ways that our ancestors knew to heal. We're going
Mm.
to learn those. And at the same time, it's going to be a getaway. Why?
Yes.
Because we know you need that.
Yes.
25 and 26 have been real stupid. We know that. We know that. So we know you need the combo platter. We know you need the getaway. So we got that for you. The place that we're going to do it in is nothing but luxury. And it's going to be wrapped all around you. So
Mm.
you're getting that too. But then when you come back from the luxury, unlike other stuff that you do, when you're like, oh, I'm going to get away, I'm going to go here and go there. Okay, but then all that stuff is waiting for you when you come back
Mm-hmm.
and you ain't got no tools for that. Okay, we got the getaway for you, and we got the tools. So when that stuff try to wait for you, you're like, nah, 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 nah. I know what
Impractical,
to say.
unlearned, but
I
no
know what
longer.
to eat. I
Come
know how to
on.
make those vibrations. I know how to move. I know what to read. I know what to write. I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to do. There's
Mm,
even a sister who knows how to help you write grief out your life. How you do that? How you write grief out your life? Our ancestors knew. Now you'll know.
mhm.
Huh? For all the stuff you've lost, write that grief out. Listen, we're not playing. We're not playing because we know that sisters need this collective effort. And so it's sitting there. And that capsule is being built right now. It's being built right now. 16th and 17th, that's where it's at in Chicago. Downtown, in the loop. Even getting to it's going to be easy.
Come
What?
on. Come
You going to
on.
catch a train for $2.50 from the airport. Okay? Yes, in this day and age when everything is still expensive, that's not, and it'll take you straight there, child.
Mm.
We got you
This is
from the
going to
beginning to
be
the end.
an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. And I want to thank you
Mm.
for creating this vessel for us, this opportunity, this space. The people that we'll meet will be healing. The food will be healing. The movement of our body, like from beginning to end. So if
Mhm.
y'all are interested in being able to learn more about this experience, make sure you check out courageousaccess.com in order to find out more about this information for this beautiful, liberating experience that's going to take place in October. What is the best way for folks to reach out to you if they have questions?
If you have questions, the easiest way is to either sign up for the subscription to the website, or if you want it to be more personal, you certainly can go to courageousaccess@gmail.com and be like, yep, let me holler at you.
Yeah. And don't be afraid. I know sometimes when we're like meeting new people, we're afraid to ask questions. Look, my grandmother, that's something that she gave me. She gonna ask questions. Right.
Okay.
So if you have questions, ask them. We can't help you if we don't know you and what you need. So ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For
come on.
sure.
Come on. Oh my,
Yes.
this was absolutely amazing. And I thank you. This, I feel like it's ceremonious for us to be able to go for an hour and a half and still have people with us in this room. I want to acknowledge the folks that are in this room. Look here. We had Joan Edwards. We had Truth Discovered with VAR. That's what I see on your name. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So is it Sanaya Baba?
Sana Baba.
Sanababa. I was like, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Who else we had? We had Vanita. Okay. Yolanda Brown was here with us. Who else? Who else? Who else? There's some folks in the beginning. Tracy Miller. Y'all, thank y'all so
Mhm.
much for showing up for yourself. Tracy Quinn,
That part.
right?
That part.
LD Barnes. I
Mhm.
see you. Melanie Funches, Cynthia Oliver. Like y'all were in the chat. Y'all were in conversation with us. And I know that y'all need to go back and watch this. So make sure if y'all are joining us for the replay, y'all are letting us know in the chat hashtag replay that you were here. Let us know what you journaled around for your prompt
Mm.
around the bell hooks quote. Let us know how
Mm.
Courageous Fire's letter to a sister resistor sat with you. And if you have
Mm.
questions about this experience, I want to encourage you all to reach out because we go back to the comments, y'all. We can see y'all are here. All right. So thank y'all so much for
Mm.
joining us. Any last words, my dear?
Oh man, I love us. Seeing all of the joy, seeing all of the freedom in these comments has just blessed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ooh, a former friend used to say it blessed my socks off, and I love that phrase.
Ah!
And it did. Like that is appropriate for tonight. Y'all have truly
Yes.
blessed my socks off.
Yes.
Bless
Yes.
all of you. Bless every single sister who was here. I
My
appreciate you
goodness.
for
Thank you
honoring
so
us.
much. Joan said, I'm already going to be rewatching this. So look here. We are in here. And if this conversation speaks to you, yes, this is our season finale. However, we will be back in October. This is our 11th episode, which means you have this episode and 10 more to be able to watch. Because look here, when we hopped on earlier, Courageous even said that the first episode that I sent her is real. So make sure y'all go back and check out episode 1 with my girl Dr. Barbara Sipta Schreiber, when we
Oh,
started to talk about how there is no urgency. It's going to
urgency.
be right into this conversation. All right. So we're not done. We're just taking a pause, gathering ourselves, reminding y'all of the importance of what it means to remember and reclaim yourself and who you were before the rest of the world got a hold of you. We will see you in Chicago in October. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And we will see you in October, y'all. Until next time, I want to send you out with all of the love and all of the possibilities and knowledge of liberation to set you free. I love y'all. And I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.